Christmas is supposed to be peaceful, but if you're sharing children with a coercive controller, the holidays are often the most chaotic time of the year. Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live Free Legal. I'm Tiffany Lesnik, attorney, survivor, and advocate for women navigating high conflict divorce and custody battles. And today's episode kicks off our holiday series with a hard truth. Coercive controllers weaponize Christmas and the holidays. If you've ever felt like Christmas turned your ex into a ticking time bomb, or every joyful moment becomes a setup for chaos, you are not imagining it. Before we dive in, go ahead and comment below yes if your ex becomes more unpredictable around the holidays. Your comment may help another woman feel less alone this holiday season. Let's get started. So, why does abuse escalate during the holidays? I want to make this very clear. Holiday hostility is strategic. It's not random, it's not coincidence, and it is absolutely not your fault. Here are the top reasons abusers escalate this time of the year. Reason number one, attention shifts away from him. The classic word narcissist is all about me, me, me. During Christmas, the spotlight naturally goes to the children. School programs, decorating, shopping, gifts. To an abuser, that feels like abandonment. The attention's not on him anymore. So he manufactures drama to pull the attention back onto himself. Number two, holidays highlight his lack of emotional connection. Let's face it, sociopaths or abusive personalities do not experience the same types of emotions that we do. They don't experience empathy and love and joy like a normal person does. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying it. Warmth, generosity, compassion, celebration, these things expose what he lacks internally. He can't feel what you and the children feel. So instead of joining in the joy, he tries to disrupt it. Number three, he wants the fun dad image without responsibility. You'll often see a sudden interest in Christmas traditions or events, not because he cares about the children, but because he cares about how he looks to others. He wants the pictures, the social media moments, the public applause. And when real responsibility shows up, money, time, planning, logistics, he lashes out, blames you, or sabotages the event. And if any of this is hitting close to home, drop a heart in the comments so I know you're here. So, some common holiday abuse tactics. Let's walk through the biggest patterns I see every year in my legal cases. So, the silent treatment as punishment. He shuts down, refuses to communicate, leaves you walking on eggshells. That tension that you experience for days in your house leading up to the holidays. I think most of us have gone through this, right? That gives him control and makes you look like the problem, but you are not the problem, he is. Exploding before gatherings. He picks a fight in the driveway, screams at the children before church or Christmas Eve dinner. He destabilizes everyone emotionally, so you walk in frazzled while he walks in calm. You're so busy at that holiday party or that dinner trying to cover for him, make excuses for him, trying to hide the abuse, that you totally miss out on the traditions and the beauty of the event, of the holiday itself, because you are like a puppy dog with your tail between your legs, just running around trying to cover for him. He is stealing your peace with his control over you by his behavior. Picking fights before important events. He senses you're looking forward to something. He knows something's coming up. So whether it's a school performance, a family visit, a dinner, a children's event, he ruins it to reassert dominance. And let's be clear, many times abusers don't care if they ruin a children's event, especially overt narcissists or overt abusers. They don't care if they embarrass themselves in public at a dinner or a school performance or anything like that, so long as the attention is brought back to them. Now, a covert narcissist may handle themselves better in public. They might be more charismatic because they're trying to hide the dirty secret they're actually an abuser. But an overt narcissist, in public, they'll violate social boundaries left and right. They don't care who they offend as long as they're the center of attention. Being the center of attention when your children should, in fact, be the center of attention and embarrassing your children in the process. They have no problems doing that. Sabotaging Christmas traditions, canceling plans last minute, not returning the children on time. That is a huge one for me as a family law attorney. Refusing to follow the schedule, making you the villain for enforcing boundaries, especially if he knows about your plans or your traditions. So it's very important with an abuser that you do not give him inside information to what you're doing for the holidays, right? He has no right to your personal information once you've separated. You don't need to tell him that you're having a family meal on this day at this time. You don't need to tell him that you're doing a special weekend event. You don't need to tell him you're going on a trip unless your court order specifically says otherwise. The more information you give him, the more he has to abuse and control you, to sabotage your Christmas events and traditions. Don't give him that information, okay? As a way to protect yourself. He's also going to have sudden emergencies or made up crises. He manufactures drama to force contact with you. Many times he doesn't even really want to see the children. He just wants to see you. He wants to have access to you. He wants to disrupt your plans. He wants to disrupt your peace. He wants to cause chaos and confusion. They are masters of chaos and confusion. Ladies, these are not accidents. These are patterns of coercive control. So how do we disarm holiday hostility? Now, let's get into some strategy. There are ways to stay grounded in the middle of this chaos. So number one, don't JADE, which is JADE, okay, which is justify, argue, defend, or explain. We don't want to get into it with him. We don't want to spend our time or energy during the holidays engaging with him. That's the last thing we want to do, and that gives him control back. So during the holidays, saying less protects you more. Respond with facts, not feelings. Stay short, neutral, and boring. Yellow rock. Number two, respond with strategy, not emotion. He wants to pull you in to the emotional arena. Don't go there with him. Your power is your clarity. Again, don't engage. That's what he wants. That's what he craves. I always say you gotta starve them. They're emotional hogs. We don't want to feed that. Number three, set boundaries, set small boundaries, not huge confrontations, but small boundaries, like responding to him in a text or email and say, I will respond tomorrow between 10 and 12. You don't have to jump every time he says jump. You don't have to respond to his text or his email immediately. You can make him wait. Enjoy your holiday. Enjoy the peace of the holiday. Turn your phone off. Turn it to silent. If it's your time, there's no reason he needs to be communicating with you, and you certainly don't need to be responding to him. You can say to him, please refer to the court-ordered schedule, or I'm not available for last-minute changes. Set those boundaries. These protect your peace without provoking a fight. Number four, protect your peace through planning and prayer. Have a plan each day. We know through history that these guys are going to cause problems, right? He's done this in the past. He does it in the present. He's going to continue to do it, especially if you allow him to continue to do it, okay? You know he's going to do it, so don't be surprised when it happens. If you're anticipating it and you know it's coming, when it comes, you don't have to be so upset about it. You can say, okay, I knew it was coming. Here it is. Let's deal with it without getting so emotionally overwhelmed and worked up. So have a plan for each day. Have backup childcare. So if he was supposed to have the children for part A or part B of Christmas, and you had something planned. Maybe you and your girlfriends were going to go on a cruise or a special trip together, or maybe you were going to take your mother somewhere. And then he decides he's going to forfeit his time during the holidays because he wants to ruin your vacation or your trip. No problem. You've got backup childcare already arranged, so you can still go on that trip with your friends or your mom or whatever it is that you're doing. After all, if you can anticipate what his next moves are going to be, then you can protect yourself and protect your peace through planning. Have a support buddy on call. Have someone you can call to talk you through those moments where you're feeling very triggered, right? So whether that's an advocate, a best friend, a sister, parent, a neighbor, whoever you rely on and trust, they can also help you come up with some plan Bs if you need some options to talk through, if you're not really sure what to do. And then have scriptures ready that ground your spirit. Use this one if you need strength. Psalm 29:11, the Lord gives strength to his people, and the Lord blesses his people with peace. God is peace, and he will protect you with his peace. That is the beauty of having a relationship with Christ, is that even in the worst storm, when the waves are breaking over us, there is something so wonderful and so unique about the peace that Christ gives us as believers. It is a peace that surpasses all understanding. So I would just urge you to lean into that peace. And if you don't have a relationship with Christ and you've never experienced that peace before, I would encourage you this holiday season to start asking some questions and experience that peace for the first time. Reach out to me at livefreelegal@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer your questions and start exploring that with you. I know I'm an attorney, but I'm also a believer. And so really, especially during this holiday season, would love to help you explore some alternatives to peace other than legal options. So what are some legal protection tips? This is where my attorney brain kicks in and where you need to listen closely. Document every escalation. Dates, times, interruptions, no-shows, rants, ruined events. Write those down. Put those in a journal, put those on a calendar, put those somewhere. Take a screenshot. Print out those emails. Make sure you've got the dates and times. Screenshots are golden. Emails are golden. Calendars are golden. Make sure you're documenting with timestamps and dates, okay? Use communication that helps you in court. Stick to short, clear, factual statements like, per the parenting order, or I will follow the holiday schedule as ordered by the judge. Please confirm pickup at 6 p.m. I am documenting that you did not arrive at the scheduled time. This creates a clean paper trail showing your stability and his chaos. If you have a court order, read your court order and follow it. Abusers love to manipulate court orders and twist it to have it say something that it does not. So read that court order, and if it says you have Christmas from the 24th at 6 p.m. to the 25th at 6 p.m., that is your schedule. So if he says something different and is trying to dictate what that is, remind him, please follow the court order as written. I have the children from 6 p.m. on the 24th to 6 p.m. on the 25th. Thank you. Okay. Fall back on your court order. It gives you protection. Don't allow him to rewrite it. He doesn't have that kind of authority or that kind of power. Don't give that to him. It may be that you need to file a motion. So if he repeatedly interferes with holiday visitation, school events, or exchanges, or safety, you might consider filing a motion to modify custody or a motion for contempt, or even calling law enforcement and having him arrested or violated for a protective order violation. You might have that kind of an enforcement issue if he's not following the court order. And if you are following through and holding him accountable and making him responsible, that may impact how he behaves next holiday season. He may be less likely to play games or interfere with you if you are holding him accountable. Before we close, here's what I want you to do today. Create your holiday safety and sanity plan. I want you to list trigger dates and potential events. Maybe you have a tradition or an event that's really important to you every year. Maybe you make gingerbread houses with the children. Maybe there's a particular event you take them to see the Nutcracker every year. Maybe there's just something you do every year that's very important to you and he knows about it. It's likely that he's going to try to interfere with that event in some way. Again, don't share information with him. Don't tell him when you're going to do the gingerbread houses. Don't let him know what night you're going to go see the Nutcracker. But write those things down so you can plan for him to interfere. Then have a backup plan. Say, okay, if he interferes with the Nutcracker on this day, we're going to go see it a different day. Or maybe we're going to do something else instead. And it may not be perfect. It may not be 100% of what I want, but it's something I can live with, right? And I'm taking my power and I'm taking my control back about that. List out some supportive people that you can go to help build you back up again, to help keep you objective, to help keep you from falling apart. Have a childcare backup, as I mentioned before, and have alternate exchange locations. So if he's messing with an exchange, you have other places where you feel safe that you can exchange the children. And have grounding strategies, whether that's I'm going to read a Christmas devotional, or I'm going to read scripture, or I'm going to listen to my favorite Christmas song. Whatever it is that you need to do that's going to make you feel grounded and restore your peace, write some of those things down. And have emergency phone numbers so you can reach out to folks in an emergency, or if you really need someone, you're feeling really triggered, you can reach out and they can help you with restoring your peace. And then draft 5 neutral pre-written responses. So when he attacks, you don't react. You respond from strength. You have your statements already written out, and you just reply with those statements consistently and continuously. So it makes you appear grounded and emotionally stable. So identify your biggest triggers. That's number 3. And then choose one grounding strategy for each of those triggers. So we can do prayer, breath work, journaling, just step outside. I have found in my life that sometimes just putting a pause, just stopping for a minute and saying, you know what, I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to pause for a minute. I don't have to deal with this right this minute. I can block him. I don't have to respond to him. I don't have to deal with this crisis right this moment. I'm just going to pause for a minute and just breathe. And you can come back to it in a minute. That can make all the difference in the world. That can reestablish your peace. Call a friend. Whatever keeps you centered, do that. I have created a holiday sanity workshop where I have tips on staying grounded. I've got responses that you can send to him when he's trying to manipulate and cause chaos and confusion. I've got legal tips in there as well. If you want the holiday sanity worksheet, consider joining our Empower Her community, where legal wisdom, spiritual strength, and sisterhood come together. Friends, you do not have to live in fear this holiday season. You can be strategic, you can stay grounded, and you can protect your peace and your children's peace. If this episode helped you, please give us a thumbs up, comment below, and consider joining Empower Her community. The link to join will be in the description below. You'll have access not only to the Holiday Sanity Workshop, you'll also have access to our library filled with legal templates, worksheets, tip sheets, motions, budgets, all kinds of things that I have created and I'm also sharing with you. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss next week's episode. We have an episode that is published on YouTube every week at 7 p.m. So I hope you'll join us next week. And I hope that you enjoy your holiday season. Remember, you deserve to have peace this season. You can take your power back and you can have peace. See you next time.